Hello and welcome to some Week 2 games from Valhalla Esports. These games were played yesterday on Sunday, but we're bringing you some of the action. I'm joined tonight by Keanu as my co-caster.
How's it going?
Doing well, how are you tonight?
Pretty good.
And tonight we're looking at a game games between the Night Raid Owls and Plague Gaming. Here we'll see Kid Boo's team going up against Vixper's team. I was given the screenshot for the draft for Game 2. I unfortunately don't have one for Game 1, so we'll just get into the game and look at the draft at the start screen.
So, Kid and two jungle captains?
Two jungle captains. Let me grab these replays real quick. Got to do that, but these two teams, definitely a good matchup. We've got a lot of power on the side of Play Gaming and their AD carry and mid laner, as we saw in the first week. And then kind of a good range of skills on the side of Night Raid Owls. Definitely got some strength in that top lane and mid lane as well.
So, weak side for, two different weak sides for both teams. One playing towards bot, one towards top.
Exactly. So, definitely will be important to see how these junglers infect the map on those weak and strong side lanes of theirs.
See if we get any roams from mid lane to try to push it one way.
For sure. Now, I believe this will be game 1. They weren't labeled for me, so just gonna hope on this one. And this is game 1. Alright. So we see on the blue side is the Night Raid Owls, and they had a Malphite top lane, Shyvana jungle, Yasuo mid lane, and an Ezreal Zera bot lane. On the side of Play Gaming, they had an Ornn in the top lane, a Maokai jungle, a Sylas in the mid lane, which in week 1 we saw pop off very heavily, and a Caitlyn Lux in the bot lane, which also was very strong in their week 1 games.
So So looks like a spicy pick for a team on blue side, and red side not too standard, but picks you can see normally.
For sure. Definitely one thing I see standing out. Kid Buu is definitely a Shyvana main, so I'm surprised to see that that came through. I would have expected
Definitely
that
want
to
to
have
see
been
how that
banned.
works out.
So I know you do like that Shyvana as well, but we'll get into this game and see how this pulling plays out.
Yeah, with Malphite and Shyvana, you get 2 extra ways to help Yasuo land his ult. Shyvana when she transforms on the knockback, and of course Malphite.
There we go. Now the stream can see the games as well. Here we see both teams setting up this line of scrimmage to start the game. No one looking for that immediate invade. Just both teams playing safe, watching out for any shenanigans from the enemy team.
So Shyvana more than likely a full clear, but not. How's Maokai now?
Maokai jungle is pretty good right now. If you get a demonic, it helps you clear immensely. And the way the saplings are working with the new jungle, he's been looking pretty strong as far as one of the tank junglers.
So his clears ramped up as well. AoE with the saplings, his Q, and the jungle pet.
Yeah, it helps out. I think it's still a slower start to the clear until you get some AP under your belt, but definitely better than it was before the changes. And we see off of that ward dropped, Malphite pinged the ward, so got himself a free 5 gold. No one on the side of Plague pinged the ward from Night Raid Owls, so no one got that free 5 gold.
So both of them starting on their bot side for the leash, working their way to the top for a full clear, but will Maokai try to do a gank top side? And Shyvana reset for a faster clear?
Sure, it'll depend on who's pushing the most. Like, if the orange pushed up enough, Shyvana might look to go for that. If not, probably just clear into buy items and continue farming.
Yeah, because Orin can kind of get out with his unstoppable, but if Malphite pushes up too far, he seems like he'd be CC'd pretty well between Ornn and Maokai.
Yeah, for sure. We see Malphite hit level 2, and Ornn is opting into this trade. Got slowed by the pillar, and takes a couple Qs from the Malphite. So, definitely one where if you're the Ornn in that situation, you want to look at the wave state. It's after you kill the first wave and 1 minion, you'll hit level 2. So you gotta be aware of when the enemy top laner will hit that power spike.
But yeah, Malphite definitely took advantage of that, but it's kind of evened up now.
Yeah, here Ornn got level 2, has that max HP damage, and is able to punish. Very nicely played here by Yasuo in the mid lane. Does burn down with that last tick. Just nicely done, stacked up those E dashes, got the damage with the E autos and Qs, and ignited for the perfect amount of damage.
So Shyvana's on her last camp, and Maokai's just getting there, so she'll be able to reset and go back bot if she wants before Maokai.
Yeah, right.
Malphite's already backed.
Right now, as Shiv, you definitely, she's looking for that scuttle crab as it spawns.
Oh yeah, grab it's later at 3:30 now.
And then potentially, I'd agree, we'll look for that back. Luckily, Malphite had already gotten the push in top and was able to back off and be safe. Maokai was thinking about looking for a gank. Sees the Shyvana, so now he's trying to run down bot side and not get double scuttled.
Yeah. She's trying to use her W for speed up, run across mid, straight across, or...
We might have a 2v2 here. Yep, here. Shyvana walks in, gets rooted by the Maokai. The Silas stun
going in. Shyvana's low, she's gone.
Minion?
Oh no! Made it out alive. Both of them left with under a quarter health.
Yeah,
One
both
hit
jungles
on the dragon, couple hits on the tree.
Both jungles getting extremely low there, but nobody falling. Here we see the supports trying to help out the junglers now, trying to get the scuttle set up for them.
Xerath's caught out.
Xerath gets caught, but does get the ignite down on the Maokai, so they get the trade kill in the 2v3. And now Shyvana and Ezra are trying to fight over the scuttle crab.
Both carries in the bot lane with the kill. Because ADCs really don't matter, I guess, now.
Oh, unfortunate flash there by the Malphite.
Got the
Flashed as
mage
the
carries
auto
in the
went
bot
through.
lane.
All the carries. Unfortunately, you cannot flash auto attacks, so well done by Too Good for Lima. Had started the auto attack and didn't cancel it once Malphite had flashed.
So Caitlyn got that wave pushed under tower. So is that going to be a dragon push with Maokai being at his grump after he finishes it? Or is he just going to clear back towards the top?
They might look for it. You see the Shyvana did end up getting that second scuttle since the Malphite had been killed.
Oh, so they do
did
have
get
sight one there.
They got a little bit of a gold advantage on the jungler out of that fight with the sacrifice of the support on the side of Night Raid Owls.
Yasuo is pulling the Silas in the mid lane.
Looks like Maokai is respecting that vision that they have, and both junglers will just keep on power farming. Yeah, great job in this mid lane by the Yasuo. Keeping up that constant pressure, and I'm sure right now they have good vision on that Maokai, so even if the Skank gets looked for in mid, Yasuo should be able to back off and safely not get ganked.
Silas does have a lot of ults to choose from that are nice. I don't know if you want to wait to let the Yasuo scale that far into the game.
Yeah.
That Malphite ult, even Xerath on him.
It's gonna want to run up top and grab that Malphite ult a lot, and grab that Shyvana ult whenever she's near mid.
The team fights are going to be crazy when they meet.
But here we see bot lane for Plague Gaming has a reset, so Ezreal and Xerath are trying to push out this wave. Probably gonna look for a reset of their own.
Also getting a plate in the mid lane.
Got like 10 more damage he needs to get it. Here, a nice knockup by the Ornn onto the Malphite, gets the passive proc on the W, and a nice little chunk on that Malphite.
Malphite getting chunked out. He does have a biscuit left. I don't know if he has any more pots left in his.
This is a spot where his Ornn, if you get close enough to the Malphite, you should just look to ult him. He's low enough where if you hit him with both procs of ult and auto him, you will get that kill. A nice dash there from the Yasuo to gain space away from the Sylas as the Maokai roots him. Hits the double knockup and ults the Sylas, ignites, flashes secures the kill. Gets the knockup on the Maokai, dash back onto him, Qs him, and is trying to auto him to death.
Oh, he's diving, he's
under
going for
tower,
it.
picks up the Q. Very well played there by Pug's Arkeep.
That is something you don't want to see this early.
That is a Yasuo trying to hit that O10's power spike before the O10 happens. A nice double up here in the top lane. Ornn gets his ultimate off and is able to pick up the Malphite kill in the 1v2. There as the Malphite, if you hold your ult, you can ult the Ornn as the Ram gets closer and stop that second hit of the Ornn and reduce a lot of that damage.
Stop the second proc of it so he doesn't get it, yeah.
Exactly. If you can CC Ornn, wait for the Ram to get closer, CC him, and then he can't reactivate R to knock the Ram back and get the knockup part of it.
It's been a few seasons since you've seen like Yasuo being picked in the mid and Ornn top a lot, so the wind wall will stop it too.
True. A nice ultimate there used for Maokai, just roots both the bot laners on the side of Night Raid Owls, and with Sylas there they get a free kill pickup on the bot lane.
One thing you don't want to see as an ADC is 4 people coming bot lane. Wonder what the comms happens.
It's the classic feels ADC, man. Here we see Malphite has finished the Sheen, so it has a little more damage in these trades, but Ornn is feeling comfortable with that cooldown bead in his pocket. Just gets to keep proccing that W passive and get that true health damage on an even shorter cooldown.
Kindle Gem, and what did he just buy?
That's the Locket. Or no, that's the Aegis of the
He
Legion.
just leaves.
And that now also gives ability haste, so
So
we'll
he is definitely going
continually
to be up on
reduce
this
that
Malphite.
cooldown on that Orin W.
Or the army in a can. Your assassin, tank, skirmisher, fighter, mage, anything
Exactly.
you want. You want to scale into the late game with free items and gold? That's your got to.
Yep, you hit level 13 and you just make your team better. So, definitely a very good pick if you want to enable your team as a top laner, and generally
Shyvana
can do pretty
pressuring
well.
inside their jungle as well.
Yep.
Yep, pressure inside the jungle. Drop the rift. Try to get this first tower in the mid lane and let Yasuo open up.
For sure. Pushing in this wave, trying to get that tower down, let Yasuo go affect the rest of the map. They've gotten it down to one plate here at the 10-minute 30-second mark. Shyvana takes a couple of tower shots, so it's a little low. Maokai's here with the ultimate to lock down the Yasuo. The Yasuo hits the ultimate, gets a double knockup, and we'll get the double kill. Nice little combo there from Pugs Are Cute and Kid Boo.
Yep. On the transformation of Shyvana, that knockback also helps with that Yasuo ult. He's going to have so many choices in these fights, whether it's a Malphite over the wall or a dragon.
Yeah, and past having just the 302 scoreline, now gets to take down the first tower just past 11 minutes. He's got a lot of gold in his pockets.
What is that?
He's sitting at
20, 30 CS above him, 3 kills, 2 assists, first tower.
Yep. Sitting at 6k, about 6,300 gold, whereas
about 3K
the rest of the map is around 4 to 5k.
Yeah, Shyvana dropping that rift and opening up that Yasuo, he's going to make any lane miserable now.
Yeah, definitely one you don't want to see coming to your lane. Now we see Silas trying to roam some, looking for a gank in this top lane to continue this Ornn getting a little bit ahead.
Yeah, the bot lane, Caitlyn and Lutz with a slight lead. Silas is massively behind.
Well, now it looks like Yasuo is looking for this bot lane play, so Play Gaming will get a kill onto the Malphite, but may lose a dragon. If there's a fight, they might lose more. It's like Play Gaming will back off from the dragon, so it's a trade of the top laner for an Infernal Drake.
They went for the bot objective, so they had to make a trade top side, and they were able to make a play on the Malphite, so that's little victories right now.
Yeah, sure. Ornn and Silas, they're happy they got the kill, but they got that permanent buff now with the dragon. So, good cross mapping by Night Raid Owls. And now we see both junglers are on the bot side fighting in that jungle, and Silas is showing up to support the Maokai. Silas shadowing him.
Behind. Here comes Shyvana in for the gank. Full rage, jumped the wrong direction. Oh man, so close.
Avoids all the long range ultimates and will survive there. Good escape there by Mandy Rose. Here we got the Malphite Yasuo combo, ultimate into ultimate, and they have enough CC where they will burn down this Ornn, and now we'll look for plates.
Malphite coming back with friends. He didn't like that last gank up top side of the roam from the mid. So he gets his mid laner to come up and help him this time as well.
Nice W there from Mandy Rose, picks up the kill on the enemy's Zero support. And now Silas is also in the bot lane with the help of Maokai pick up the Shyvana. And we'll pick up the Ezreal kill with his own ultimate.
Silas with the clean snipe.
Meanwhile, they are losing now 4 plates and maybe the whole tower on the top side. So they got, I think it was a 3-0 on the bot side. And we'll pick up the first tower, but it's traded on the top end.
So they get there. Oh, they... One last wave.
Walk back in, take it.
Is he going to be greedy? Does Xerath have ult? No, he does not.
They did pick it up just after 14 minutes, so they didn't get all 4 plates, but they do get that tower down to their side. So now it's 1 tower to 2. So now looking at the bot lane, they're still pretty even as far as farm. The Caitlyn has 1 kill, so a slight lead. that Yasuo is huge on the side
It's
of Night Raid
ballooned over
Owls.
3K now, 3.5.
And the top end is very Ornn favored.
Yeah, it's still 9 to 8. I mean, they do have more objectives on the map, and the Shyvana Yasuo is way ahead of their counterparts right now.
Right. We've got that strong jungle mid duo. Now they're gonna look to roam to the side lanes and have their presence felt. We've rotated the support to the mid lane, and we have the Caitlyn in mid and Silas heading butt. Ezreal running for his life and will escape from the stun currently. Oh, but Yasuo lands onto the Caitlyn, changes targets onto the Lux, and picks up the kill on Amanda Rose. Xerath trying to pick up the Caitlyn with the ultimate doesn't quite take her down. They do now have a 3-man push going in this mid lane. Ornn's here to try to defend the tower.
Yasuo is not going to make it through. It's one of those champs where he goes 0-10 or he does this.
Exactly.
There are no in-betweens.
Nice knock up there from the Ornn, getting the W proc. Now, Maokai just CC trading. Nice wind wall to block that Ornn ram. But now the Silas does show up and picks up a huge shutdown on that Yasuo.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of gold in the pocket to try to make a comeback.
Now Silas steals the Malphite ult, flash ults into the Xerath, and picks up the Xerath kill as well.
Is he going to get out?
Looking to pick up the kill, and it goes over to Ezreal with the E.
I do not know if him going in just for the support was worth it.
Yeah, he got that kill, was feeling it, so I think after that second kill it was about 1,200 gold just for the kills.
You'll see in red.
But now we have the first Cloud Dragon coming up, so Play Gaming gonna look to try and secure the vision around this objective.
Clear out the vision, take the scuttle, set up, let him walk into you. Real nice with Maokai able to throw his little saplings in the bushes to get some chunks on their carries if they walk in. If they walk in blind, it's going to be real easy for them to set up with all the range, Lux, Caitlyn, and then you get the two guys on the front, Ornn and Maokai, just tanking everything.
Yeah, for sure. It's one of the hidden benefits of Maokai, just tossing your saplings and all the bushes around an objective. You get so much vision.
Alright, there's the ult from Maokai, wind walled by Yasuo, so that's one of their resources down.
Yep, a big teamfight ult was trying to dissuade the enemy team, but a nice flash ultimate by the Malphite into the teamfight. Yasuo ults in to follow up, and they've chunked out 4 of the members of Play Gaming. The Malphite does go down to the Ornn, but Silas on the backside gets exhausted and falls to the Xerath Ezreal.
That fight was over as soon as Malphite went in, and Yasuo followed.
Yeah, it was a fantastic engagement there by the Malphite. Gives his life for the team and gets a 1-for-3 trade. And now it looks like
they are on soul point now, so the next one they have to contest.
They got themselves soul point, and they're looking to take this bottom tower as well. They dropped the rift also, so they might look for 2 towers here.
They're having their cake and eating it too. They just taking every objective on the map right now.
Yep, and this will be good timing. They get this charge off, they can then reset, spend their gold, and look to start setting a vision around this Baron that's coming up in a little over a minute.
Yeah, you don't want to overstay. You want to spend that gold in your pocket.
Yeah, true. Always spend your gold unless you can end the game right then. Otherwise, you risk giving the shutdowns over to the other team.
You're not at full health, you got wasted gold in their pocket, they just all wipe, so they spend everything they had, so they're coming on the map stronger than before.
Go Night Raid, big fan. That's right. Night Raid's killing it this game, really. We're liking to see what they're taking to the table this game. And here we see the Baron coming up in about 40 seconds. Xerath is clearing out the enemy vision smartly, and if they want to try to take it, they'll want to toss a couple wards into the enemy jungle as well. Right now, if they're just looking to keep vision on the Baron, what they have is fine. And
They really don't know how a team fight will go. Last team fight was one-sided with the Malphite ult.
this time they have
So
the
they
Malphite on the bot side, but he does have that TP to get back to the fight if needed.
So if they take this fight, it might turn out drastically different without the Malphite there.
Yep. But both top laners hanging out bot, but both of them are sitting on TP, so they can easily join the fight. Night raid, more like sun raid. Oop, throwing shade in the chat.
That's what it's all about, the fans. Gotta support your team.
That's the real
Unless it's the
emote
Cowboys.
we can
If
get
it's the Cowboys, you don't support that team.
True.
Just
You
had
gotta
to
get
throw that out there.
enough emotes where we can have an emote for every team. You can really show your support. Here we have the Shyvana jumping in, going for the Caitlyn immediately. Maokai
There's
ulting
the sniping the Caitlyn as well.
and rooting to save the Caitlyn. A nice wind wall from the Yasuo blocks the Ornn ultimate.
Xerath picks up the Lux. Oh no. Shyvana picks up the Lux there.
Shyvana says, "This is all for me."
I am the carry.
But a nice little skirmish. Only one person falling in that mid lane, but they do get the wave pressured in on the side of Night Raid Owls.
Clear out the top side of their jungle, get wards down. Will make it harder to contest that Baron.
Ivan Bale saying he hopes his own team loses. I like the confidence. I like it. I like it. But they're still pressuring with the 5-man mid to top side. Here we have Silas jumping on the Xerath. A nice flash by Xerath, but gets followed by the Silas Malphite ultimate.
This Silas has beef with Xerath. He is going on him 24/7 when he sees him.
Just used to Xerath being more of a mid laner, you know, just ready to kill him at all times.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
That's twice he's all in the support. I don't know if it was worth it.
Good split pushing from Yasuo here. Gets the Malphite ultimate on 2 members of Play Gaming and gets the immediate kill onto the Lux support. Here he's chunking out the Ornn. Ornn flashes out. Gets a knockup on the Maokai. And Malphite picks up the Maokai kill. Ornn picks up, or Yasuo picks up the Ornn kill.
That's 4 down.
3 for
They're gonna rotate back to Baron and take a free Baron, no contest.
Yep. When you have a 2-man kill a 3-man with no real damage taken,
it should be an early reset after that Baron so they can get back quick and rush. Dragon.
Cloud Soul.
Yep, Cloud Soul. So they're going one objective, ping pong it to the bottom side and try to take the last one.
Kid Buu is now cutting one of his teammates in the cast. Look forward to that new lineup on the team of Night Raid Owls. And yep, they went ahead, healed up, spent their gold, and they're running out to try to pick up that Dragon Soul.
So the last 2 team fights have been one-sided. However, the last fight, Silas did kind of end before that whole fiasco went down.
He just saw a kill he could go pick up, you know. Can't
Yeah, I understand. When you see a Xerath, you just want to just take him out as quick as you can.
Silas trying to use the Xerath ultimate to steal away the dragon. And
400
Lux ult
health
tries
left.
to come through but does not connect. Meanwhile, the Maokai and Caitlyn are trying to split push down the top lane while
They're going to have to reset pretty quick if they push mid and bot.
Yeah, I think right now Night Raid should just be pushing mid and bot and saying, hey, they take one top tower, that's not really a big deal. They're getting the pressure down, but the Shyvana's on a little bit of a scary spot. He might get jumped on here by the Silas, but yeah, both of them have the Shyvana ult. Shyvana ults onto the Lux, ease her, and is just running around very fast with that Cloud Drake empowered ultimate.
Looks like Shyvana might get caught out.
Shyvana's chunking everyone on the enemy team nicely, but
Oh, here comes Xerath with the backup.
quite killing them, but is fast enough to escape.
This is why the Silas was jumping on that Xerath. I
Xerath
see
showed
it
up
now.
to try to kill the enemy support.
There,
Pays for it with his
there
life.
he is again.
Silas said, "My target. I'm here to kill you."
It's no longer about wins and losses. Silas has one objective.
They did waste enough time where the Yasuo Malphite bot lane took the bottom inhib. Another nice win wall on the Ornn ultimate. Malphite ults onto just the Lux, and Yasuo was being CC'd during that fight and was unable to ult. Here Yasuo now picks up the Caitlyn and the Silas and the
Ezreal's
Maokai. And just the Silas' 12 kills is just ridiculous. Champion is very fair when fed.
Well, Yasuo did it backwards and it still worked. Normally it's the 0-10 power spike, but now he's showing that you can do it 10-0 as well.
You can actually play Yasuo and get fed without feeding 10 kills. It's unheard of, but we're seeing it here live. In the
First time.
Very well played there from the Night Raid Owls. They got a huge Yasuo, very large Shyvana, and just steamrolled their way to that victory in game 1.
Well, for the early talk between strong and weak side top and bottom, it was mainly just the mid jungle matchup that decided it.
That's true. I mean, I can only give what I think will happen. I'm not the seer of the future, you know. But here I'll pull up the post game from game 1. And again, we see Yasuo had about 6,000 more gold than anyone else in the game. Almost had 100 more farm than anyone else in the game. So, you know, when you get that big, you're just gonna be a very scary champion.
Was it 3K lead above the other mid laner at 8 minutes, and it never dropped below that.
That's right. But well played to Night Raid Owls, and we'll be back after a quick break for game 2.
Best 2 out of 3s.
The nightmare of eternity marches right before your eyes as the ground begins to shake. Ravens fly amongst the sky, battles of great divine, torn hearts of fear and cries. Let the rage of war ignite. We were born to rise. We're gonna rain on your shit, annihilate your villages. We're gonna rain on your shit, plunder all for the hell of it. We're gonna rain on your shit, annihilate your villages. We're gonna rain on your shit, plunder all for the hell of it. We are Vikings. Warriors, stand up, fight. You're going down tonight. Berserker spirit of war. We are Vikings. We're Vikings. We're Vikings. Man of honor, man of war. Tales be told forevermore. Bloody axes, bloody fields. Fight with honor, clash of shields. Roaring mountains from afar. Fearless soldiers fight with heart. Haunting lands of man and steel. Glorious reign. We're gonna rain on your
You back here with the steel?
Yes, sir.
Alright. Pulling up the draft. Once again, Night Raid Owls on the blue side, Play Gaming on the red side. And we
Well,
can
you knew
see.
the Yasuo and the Shyvana were both going to be banned.
Oh, yes, for sure. You see, Yon and Yasuo are both banned, so he didn't want to deal with either of the Wind Brothers. And definitely a smart move to ban that Shyvana away when you're playing against Kid Boo's team. Definitely a
You got
champion
a
Kid Boo will always go for.
super aggro bot lane with the Nami Lucian.
Yep, looking for that early advantage in the bot lane outside of Play Gaming. They're against that Kaisa Blitzcrank, so if they do get pushed in, Blitzcrank can always look for hooks under tower and try to get leads that way. I see that Cassiopeia got picked up by Flimsy Fence. Definitely a very strong scaling mid laner there, and it looks like I think
That'll
it'll be
be,
Mordekaiser top and Udyr jungle, though it could be either.
yeah, Cassio would be a good pick against Akali and Belveth, keeping them grounded so they can't dash all over the place.
Very true. Yes, we see that Belveth now on the side of Night Raid Owls. Now an 80 scaling jungler for Kid Boo to pilot. Uh, now gets to scale with attack speed as she kills jungle camps. So definitely looking to hard farm again in this game.
Got one team with the new champ in the jungle, Belveth, for the snowball, and then Play Gaming going back 2 seasons for that Udyr Hecarim meta.
Right. And then yeah, we
After
got
that rework, all you see is Udyr now, so
yeah, he's super strong right now. He's got a ton of builds he can go also. We got Akali in the mid lane and Darius in the top lane, so we'll see if Akali can get any bullying down before Cassio can really get online and kind of just a brawl in the top lane again. So
yeah.
should be a fun game. I'll go ahead and
Almost
get it.
like a mirror match between Darius and Mordekaiser.
Right. Both just want to hit you and get their passive to damage you. But
Yep.
getting this game loaded up for us so we can get into game 2 of this series. And here we were correct. It was Udyr jungle and Mordekaiser top.
There's no way they're going to send Udyr top. Come on.
You see it happen. Like, if you see the Ramen Renegades play, they have Slug in the top lane. He loves to play that Udyr top.
What?
Yep. And he played it very effectively week 1.
We'll say I do like the Udyr pick, but you got to
Yeah.
go definitely not Udyr if there's a definitely not Blitzcrank.
Here we see Night Raid Owls utilizing this Blitzcrank, going for an invade, and they have not been spotted out yet. We'll see if they get seen before someone can get pulled.
The thing you got to watch out with the Blitz on the other team is always the invade.
Yeah, they do walk over the ward that the bot lane from Play Gaming dropped, so definitely good vision there from them to keep themselves safe. And Udyr dropped a ward on the blue buff in the meantime.
Definitely dropped a deep ward so he knows where the Belveth is going to start.
We'll give him a lot of good info. No one did drop a ward on that blue buff for the side of Night Raid Owls. One thing they could have done just so they then know exactly where the Udyr is starting, but not the biggest of deals.
So we're going to have cross map on the jungling.
Oh, wait.
Udyr's starting his red.
There must have been a mispick in the draft. We have a Kennen mid instead of a Cassiopeia, so I'm assuming that was just a misclick, and they had it figured out in the game chat.
Oh,
So-
that completely changes what I was thinking earlier. I thought the Cassiopeia was going to be a nice pick against the Belveth and the Akali dashes.
Yeah, you did have a very good point where it stopped a lot of dashes. Kennen, Flimsy played a lot in the in-houses and had a lot of good success. Has that huge team fight ultimate, and if Kennen gets ahead, just has enough damage where he can be a very big lane bully into this Akali.
Yeah, even in team fights later in the game with his ults, just a massive counter engage since everybody on the other team literally just wants to run at you.
Right, so should be good for the team. We'll just have to see how the laning goes here against the Akali. Should be able to bully some with the range advantage. And we see, as we thought, Ward and Darius just kind of hitting each other in the top lane, getting some damage back and forth. For both of them, it's
Definitely.
huge that they hit their Qs. Mord wants those isolated Qs, and Darius just needs to hit them to get that healing.
Yeah, just on the edge to get that a little bit easier for Darius. Both got the pulls. Again, Darius a little bit easier to get his, but Mordekaiser with the range on his pull.
Yep, I want to give the matchup to Darius early, especially once they hit 6, because then he has to execute.
Oh yeah, I definitely would say Darius with Ghost. It just seems like his passive with the bleed just would chunk a lot more than the AoE from Mordekaiser.
Yeah, I think Mord, if it stays even, could get scaled into the fight a little bit better.
It's gonna be nice with Mord and his ult later in the game, picking Belvest so they can't get the smite on the dragon, or just taking their ADC and killing it.
Right. Here, yep, we see
early.
that the Blitzcrank, they are pushed in, but does get that pull under tower. Lucian didn't draw any tower aggro, so not overly punished for that, but we see how they can play on the back foot, but still have some kill pressure, pulling the people under their tower.
Yeah, Lucian Nami definitely getting that aggro early like they need to be effective.
This time we see Udyr picks up the bottom scuttle while Belvis picked up the top scuttle, and now both are pathing towards the mid lane. We'll see if we get a 2v2 fight here.
Belvest is wrapping around, she's gonna go in. Udyr same
They
way.
don't know Udyr is here, and Udyr does get the stun, and they will
A
pick up
counter
that first
gank.
blood. Goes over to Udyr on the Belvith.
Who's the better early game jungler?
In this game,
I would-
definitely Udyr.
Definitely be the Udyr. Once you see that man coming to help his Kennen, that should just be a sign to back away.
It also helped that Belvith had engaged pretty deeply into the minion wave, so Udyr was able to just walk up, get that stun, and cannon damage plus minions, and Udyr got to pick
Yeah,
up
she
that
didn't
kill.
walk through the river. She was trying to avoid like a ward that might have been there, so she took the long way around.
Right. Here we see Nami Lucian picked up their first plate, so they are still gaining a little bit of lead in this bot lane as they're pressuring into these waves constantly.
Oh yeah. It's definitely what Lucian and Nami want to be doing, but you still got to be careful for that blitz hook.
Yep, a nice
And
blitz
there
hook,
it
as
is.
you mentioned. This time it did draw the aggro. A flash out from the Nami, but the Belveth is here and will pick up the kill. Lucian flashes under tower to try to pick up the kill on Kaisa,
Not enough
Cannot
damage
pick it
on
up.
the Lucian.
and the Belveth will pick up the kill. Yep.
There it is.
And clears the ward for good measure. Very nicely hooked there by Norbrew.
You know what they're going to want to do with the Lucian Nami lane. They're going to want to push in, so the blitz pick was definitely good. If you're going to be pushed in under tower, making a hook like that just changes the game.
Exactly. Like, oh. Norbrew just wanted to go for that execute back, you know, didn't want to hit the B button.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just be like that, you know?
I don't know if it's trying to be fancy or BM, but that man just ran it down at the tower.
You can see Kaisa hit back and got back slightly before the Blitzcrank, so it was actually slower at this point in the game to execute yourself. It's only very early in the game where executing is actually faster. But here we see the fight. Akali hits the E on the Kennen ults, and Akali ults.
One
but-
hit,
Ugh.
one hit. She walked away too early.
Both of them were barely alive. Akali was hoping that Ignite would pick up the kill.
And here
But
comes
now
Udyr.
we'll fall to the ghosting Udyr. Yep. Well played by both mid laners. It was a very close fight, and well played by Vixper to be there to clean up the kill.
I don't think the lane was in a bad state. Akali, I believe, should have just backed right there.
Probably could have. Wasn't aware of where Udyr was on the map, so got punished.
Yeah, they have no vision right there in the bottom side of the river to see the Udyr coming up.
Yep, one thing they're lacking, and now Udyr is looking for this fight in the top lane. Darius pulls in the Mordekaiser, but is still pushed very close to his tower, so is able to step back and avoid the gank.
It looks like Darius is just going to keep it there, frozen at his tower.
Definitely trying
Mordekaiser's
for
going to
it.
have to walk up, push it in. There
Here
it
it's
is.
hitting the tower, so Mord can reset if he's looking for one. Oh, Mord is still pretty healthy, so he doesn't have to reset right now.
Still pretty even everywhere.
Nice
And
little
both the
engage
kills
from
on
the
each
Darius.
team are on the jungle.
Has 4 stacks. Not finding that 5th. Oh, gets
Oh,
the
there's
auto
the
after
5th.
the Morty. And then I think
It's
flashed a
going
little
in.
too far in and missed the Q, but did pick up the kill with the ultimate. Nice flash. Don't know if you need to flash and ghost right there, but I get the idea and picks up the kill for the Darius.
Crash wave on the tower, possibly get a plate back,
Exactly.
and spin that gold.
Alright, you look for the plate. Now that the TP goes out, this is where you just go ahead and back and spin your gold.
Yeah.
Good force on the TP and picks up the kill.
Velvet
Cannon a
passing
little
towards
low.
bot lane.
Collie's been poking effectively.
They got this where it looks like the lane's gonna push out. If they do, Blitz all he has to do is, like normal, it can be bad 90% of the time, but
It's
if you
gotta
hit one hook,
Here we
one
see the
hook
trade
is
of
all it ever
Qs is favoring the Akali currently. And now the wave is pushing, but a nice ward there from Arma Fidelium spots out the Belveth, who is being very patient with that gank, but has to leave now that she's spotted.
Yeah, that kill on the Akali in the mid lane earlier definitely put her behind. 30 CS behind the Kennen.
Oh yeah, she's super down on CS, but still has some good damage right now, so not feeling it too badly, but if Kennen gets a couple more items over her, definitely will be a tough time.
Here comes the Blitz.
A nice hook there from the
hook.
Blitzcrank, an ultimate from the Kaisa, Belveth picks up the kill on the Nami, and now it's a 3v1 on the Lucian. Lucian's looking to fight
Oh, here comes the
the
Udyr.
Blitzcrank to try to pick up the kill, picks up the Blitz, and now is looking for the Kaisa. Kaisa procs will kill the Lucian, Udyr picks up the Kaisa, and Belveth and Udyr both died to each other.
Trades. Kennen's coming down here just for the wave.
Oh man, Belveth kills the Udyr, but the proc from Udyr's R kills the Belveth. Now Kennen had roamed bot to try to help clean up that kill, but will pick up a plate for his time. This is giving Akali a little bit of time to push out the mid wave and pick up some farming for a round. And Darius feeling pretty good now in the top lane, pushing this wave. And now just walking down the river, potentially Belveth and Darius will look for this Rift Herald.
I was going to say neither team has made a move on any of the objectives yet. They're just going for fights. It's a bloodbath. 11 kills at 10 minutes.
Yeah, this is a good timing for Belveth to pick up the Rift Herald since Udyr is on the other side of the map on his blue buff. Definitely an objective you want to keep an eye on the side of Play Gaming, since Belveth gets so much additional power from the Rift Herald. Now will spawn
you
her
are right.
little minions.
Belveth with the first rift is definitely dangerous.
It's gonna be scary if she can get an effective gank off and then drop the Rift. That'll be a tower, if not more, going down.
Both junglers have most of the kills on their team, but a Belveth snowballing with the rift, it can get out of hand.
Yeah, both junglers very large this game. It's coming in to get all the kills. There we see Darius trading some into the Mordekaiser again. Procs that fit stack. Now is feeling good in this fight. Hits the auto W into the ultimate and will take down the Mordekaiser in the top lane. And Belveth just drops a rift, so they're looking for a lot of damage in this top lane.
So dropping
Udyr
that
is still on the far
there.
side, so they will get a lot. Kennen ults onto the Akali in the mid lane. Akali E's out, E's back in. Both drop the ignite and will walk away.
Udyr needs a cross map and get that dragon, get something for that rift being dropped top side with nobody protecting it.
Yep, and Udyr is looking for this dragon right now. Belveth is not helping with the push on the top lane. With
And the blitz hook on the bot side.
a very nice hook, picks up that kill again, getting the enemy support under tower. Belveth didn't stay with the Rift Herald, which a lot of times you want to do, because you spawn all those void minions off of minions dying near you.
And you could just push it into the second tier and get another hit.
Darius does still pick up that first solo tower, however, so a lot of gold into that top laner's pocket.
And then on the other side, Udyr was able to pick up that dragon cross mapping.
Yep, good cross map from Udyr. I favor the trade for that point to Night Raid Owls because they got so much gold into Darius's pocket, but still good to counter cross map whenever you can.
Oh yeah, Belveth definitely wanted to see what would have happened if she just stayed up there with that. She can snowball so hard with her minions being spawned.
Right, I think Belos was looking for the Udyr. They weren't sure exactly where he was, so was counter jungling some, still doing stuff on the map. But it could have been a very large push if they had wanted.
And the Kaisa and the Blitz holding a little bit behind, but they are holding their own. Blitz hitting these hooks at just opportune times to change the fight.
They're doing just what they need to allow the enemy team to push them in, but still pick up some kills as they can.
Yeah, with the Lucian Nami, the Udyr, early game champions, they're just trying to stay relevant right now so they can scale.
Here we see both junglers looking this top side. Belvis is a little far forward and will dash away to avoid a 2v1. But both junglers are hovering around this top lane, so there could be a 2v2 fight. Here, Akali jumps into the Ken with the ultimate. Getting dashes away to stay safe.
Oh, Lucian going
Lucian
in.
gets exhausted, gets knocked up. The Nami ult knocks up the Kai'Sa, but she ults back in to pick up the kill on the Lucian. And now they're running down the Nami as they pick up the double kill onto the Kai'Sa. A nice fight in the top lane. Darius and Belveth pick up the Mordekaiser. Darius picks up the Udyr. And now they're just pushing down this top wave. Only
Losing
one member on the
everywhere
map for Play Gaming. Should be able to
Losing
push
everywhere.
in top tower and bot tower. Although they are rotating mid, so they might be looking for one more kill.
I was about to say this Kennen snowballed a little bit from 20 CS to 30, but Kaisa picked up all those kills. She's now 4-1-4. Your jungler's 4-2. Top lane's 4-0. It's just a massive one-sided game.
Boosted Night Raid Owls won game 1. So this is game 2. But yeah, looking very good. Belveth's doing a good job spreading the love, getting kills onto the Darius, and Kaisa Blitzcrank playing very well to win that 2v2 in the bot lane.
They got pushed in early, but that's what you expect, and they were able to survive, stave off just for a little bit, hitting blitz hooks when they can.
Yep, they're reaching that scale point of Kaisa, where Kaisa's becoming the more scary champion.
Oh yeah.
And we've got a big collapse of champions here in the mid lane. We'll see if the teams clash a little bit before this dragon will spawn. 2 minutes beforehand. But Udyr does go a little bit far in, is trying to run out, and so far is out safely, although Mordekaiser
TP from Mordekaiser coming in.
TP'd in, cuts off the rest of the team as Akali dives under tower to kill the Udyr, but Mordekaiser and Nami will pick up the Belveth on the backside.
Via 1 for 2. Udyr goes down, but they're able to pick up Belveth and the mid laner.
Here, Play Gaming are now pushing down this mid tower. Oh, a nice hook there from Blitzcrank once again. The tower aggro is not yet on the Mordekaiser, and they will pick up the Darius as he's trying to damage the Mordekaiser.
Got a little fight left in them.
Yep, definitely playing it well. A good TP there from the Mordekaiser to help break up that fight and give Play Gaming a win there.
Yeah, Kali split. She dove underneath the tower to pick up that kill.
A good
Kind of split the
sidestep
team up.
there from Arma, and we'll pick up the kill on Blitzcrank while picking up this first tier mid tower.
They're closing the gap slowly but surely.
Yep, dropped it to about 1k gold difference now between the teams. And we have Rift spawning in 20 seconds and Dragon spawning in 40 seconds, so it would be interesting to see where these teams fight over these next objectives. Here, Kali lands an E onto the Lucian and looking to just zero him out, and will do it.
Doesn't matter if you're 1 and 2. If you're an assassin, you cannot step up as an ADC.
Yeah, that was a very nice E. It looked like it was gonna hit a minion, but snuck it onto the Lucian and picked up a free kill just from hitting one ability, essentially.
I did not expect that to happen. That was definitely a good play.
Just a Kali things.
Just the Kali things, you right.
And here it looks like Play Gaming is trying to set up around this dragon. The Rift Child is up if Night Raid Owls wanted to trade for it, but it looks like they're looking for the fight.
I don't think dragons are going to be stacked the way this game's going.
Right now, it will be a 4v5 once the Lucian arrives, because there is no TP on the Darius. They will have to be very careful in this fight.
This
And the
dragon's
Cannon
gonna have
ultimate
to
goes in, the Udyr does pick up the dragon, and they're taking down Night Raid Owls. Akali picks up a kill onto the Nami, but the other 3 members fall. Meanwhile, Darius is picking up this tier 2 in the top lane, as he was already split pushing and had no way to join that fight.
Yeah. Only thing he can do right now is split top.
Now Kennan's back will defend this tier 3 tower. Darius needs to run before he gets collapsed on by Lelouch and Udyr. They're gonna look for him and the Rift Herald. Like right now they're chasing the Darius. I think they should have just they could have just rushed down the Rift Herald there and gotten that off the map since they were against the Velvet.
Yeah, now you got Blitz and Akali there, so the play on the Rift Herald is
Now
going to be a
Udyr's
little
the
bit more
one kind
dangerous.
of isolated against the enemy team, getting slowed by all the Akali abilities.
Hitting the Blitz hook, there it is.
Blitz hooked and
He
is
cannot-
not falling yet, but gets ignited by
there he
Akali
goes.
will fall. Now the
4v1
ultimate,
on the Mordekaiser.
the more it ults the Darius turn into a 1v1. The Darius has his stacks. Will fall to the Mord, but Kaiser picks up the kill since he's very low.
Mordekaiser and Udyr down.
Now Night Raid Owls are looking for this Rift Herald. They have the
Without
4v3,
contesting with
so it should be an easy pickup for them, assuming Kennen doesn't get an amazing ultimate on 4 members. Kali lands an E onto the Nami.
Oh,
Great
what a
bubble by the
What
Nami.
a bubble.
Stops that engage from the Akali. Still has the second ultimate, so dashes back out to safety, and Night Raid Owls pick up that second Rift Herald for the
There's
Velvet.
any way to style on the fish lady, that is the way to do it.
Yeah, that was fantastic, but exactly where the Akali would dash to, so very well played there. Now it looks like Play Gaming trying to push this mid lane with the Nami Lucian duo.
It looks like Velvet does have the Rift Herald, so
Yep, they
we'll
had
see where
picked it up.
where they'd be, they're pinging mid.
I assume they're
Where's
gonna
his
look for a
Velvet
couple
wanna go?
kills and then once again drop it and look for a big death push. If they got like a 5v5 team fight that went even generally well, could be a good push.
Yeah. Mordekaiser does have TP up now.
Yep, Mordekaiser
So there's
TP. Darius still has none, doesn't have his ghost, but is looking for just the trades and the 1v1.
Darius doesn't care about that summer spell, he just wants to go 1v1 me.
Yeah, Darius says fight me or I'll just push the lane. Udyr is hovering the bot side. Belveth is taking out some wards, so both junglers hovering this bot tower. Let's see if they find each other in this jungle.
So Udyr knows Belvet's down, so she just cleared that ward.
Belveth
Oh, but
sees the Udyr, goes in on him with the knockup, and is now trying to run down the Udyr. Does not have any more dashes in that direction, so now they're looking for the Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser will fall to the Belveth.
Belvet was
Kali's
seen
now
on the ward at
catching
Dragon.
this Kennen.
Kennen just gave up.
and It's like Kennen gave up, then didn't give up. It still falls to Kali.
Maybe he was in the buy shop early, didn't respect the Akali. Looked like he, like you said, just gave up and then remembered he
like-
had buttons on his keyboard.
I don't want to run. Okay, I do want to run. Almost gets out, but gets caught by that Akali in the end. And now Darius and Belveth this time are doing the death push in the bot lane with all those spawn minions from Belveth, having killed
With
the Rift Herald.
Belvet and Darius, there's nobody on the other
Nice.
team that can 1v2 them.
A nice knockup
And-
from the Udyr, still pushing this wave and trying to get one last
One more
charge
charge.
out. I don't think they'll
Oh,
get
they
it.
stopped it.
They're going after the Lucian and Nami on the backside. Darius he barely misses, but the Lucian
There's
ult
getting
isn't
shot.
hitting. The Darius
Oh, and he
ult
still lives.
takes out. The Blitz picks up the kill in the enemy bot lane.
The heal off the Q kept him alive. This
Then
Darius just refuses to go down.
Belveth jumps into 3 of the enemies and will fall. The rest of our team wasn't there to help support that part of the fight. But they are looking for this mid tower. Minion wave dies to the tower and they won't quite be able to pick it up. But they have taken the tier 1 and 2 in top and bottom. And the tier 1 in mid is very low.
And it went from a 2k gold lead up to a 5k gold lead now. They're slowly pulling away.
Yeah, KB, I agree. Mandy should clip that play. I believe we're going to make a channel soon where you can clip any good plays you have from games so that we can start having highlights in the Seer podcast. So keep an eye out for that. And if you have any good clips from games, try to pick them up so that we can get them rolling in our podcast.
We definitely need clips on that last game of Silas diving that Xerath.
Every time it happens. Hirakali ults immediately in onto the Kennen, just looking to take him out of the fight. Kennen dashes away immediately and still has his ultimate for a team fight that looks like it'll break out around the dragon.
The Nami wave knocked
picks up the dragon. as the Belveth falls to the Mordekaiser. Darius is just existing in team. Nice flash ult in from the cannon,
here
picks
comes
up
the
the
Kennen ult.
Kaisa. And now Kali is burning down the cannon but will fall to the Udyr.
What was a one-sided game almost. Pulling away slowly. Flipping a coin on that fight right there.
Yep, a little disjointed fight on the side of Night Raid Owls allows Play Gaming to pick up the 2 for 5, and now we're rushing down this Baron while no enemies are on the map.
Not only a 2 for 5, but they have Soul Point and Baron.
Oh yeah, that was Soul Point as well. So doing a very good job stacking up all these objectives on the side of Play Gaming this game.
Definitely a nice comeback.
And as we saw in the other cast, all the dragons will tell you what they do in the replay, except for the Chemcheck dragon. Fun fact. Well, I think now we know it gives you some. We do know now it gives you some tenacity. And as Tactic would tell us, it makes plant things.
If it's something new in the game, you can bet it'd be overloaded with a lot of words.
Gotta be. We do see here the mid and ADC are farming very well on the side of Play Gaming. Both coming up on that 200 mark. The rest of the farm across the board is pretty even. The Darius is up about 40 farm on the
So
Mordekaiser.
these sight plants now do an AoE reveal, and it shoots in the line.
It shoots farther in the line, it does a big reveal, and if it hits enemy wards, it sets them to 1 health, so that's easier for you to kill them.
What about the fruit in the river? What changes off that?
The fruit gives you a little bit of move speed when you pick it up instead of slowing you, and it gives you a mini shield. And then the blast plants just shoot you like twice as far.
So Riot doesn't believe that their champions have overloaded kits, and now they don't believe like terrain has overloaded abilities.
Big plants. Tactics here to let me know. Big plants.
Big plants, that's what it is.
Good knock up there from the Belveth from the mid lane. Picks up the kill on Nami, but takes basically the entire health bar to pick up the coral. But does survive. And now it'll be a 4v5 on the map. Belveth is going to want to heal up before the next fight.
I don't know what they're thinking if Steve Irwin couldn't live through that attack. I don't know how they're going to get through Belveth.
Oh man, too soon. RIP, Steve.
Steve.
We were on a first name basis, you know. But grabbing that red buff will allow Belveth to passively heal up, so that'll be nice. And not too much they're really fighting over right now, so looking for a reset on the side of Night Raid Owls.
What was an easy game that I was thinking it was going to go one way. They gotta wait for Soul, and then I don't know.
Yeah, it goes to show
I don't
just
know how this is going to go.
even if you're behind, you just keep fighting. You know what kind of plays the enemy team will make to end up throwing gold back your way. It is still only a 1.7k gold lead, and you're sitting on Soul Point on the side of Play Gaming, so still plenty of opportunities to get win comps.
A little over a minute left before Soul is on the table.
Yes, sir.
See what both teams have to. Moore does have TP, so he can push in that top side and get towards the bottom when they need him. Maybe he can draw one of the other
Hopefully
guys towards the top lane.
Hopefully Moore's getting a good completion here. It looks like it'll be that Thornmail. You like to see the Rylai's on Mord as well with this build. Another nice hook there from Blitz, and gets the kill on the Nami. Just hitting a lot of those hooks, setting up right before the dragon and take out the support. That is big.
That is a huge hit.
You do like to see the Rylai's on the Mord, since the AoE slow goes off once your passive procs, and it's very disruptive in team fights. So hopefully an item we'll see getting built soon on that Mordekaiser.
So
Here the Kali's trying to zero out the Lucian before the fight. Nice ult by the Mordekaiser to save the AD carry. Now Mord has the passive off.
Getting picks left and right now, right before that Soul.
Mord's fighting off and surviving, but on the backside the Udyr was picked up right before the dragon, so there should be a dragon on the side of Night Raid Owls.
Yeah,
They do have the
there's no
cannons
reason to
still
contest.
if they can set up a good 4v5 team fight, but it doesn't look like
Ah,
they're there for it.
Yeah, there's no reason to contest right there and keep going in one after another. That
Right.
blitz hitting 2 picks right there is massive.
Not a huge problem for play gaming because they're still the ones who have the soul point. Isn't that big a deal for the enemy team to pick up one dragon, and you can still stall out for that next one and go for the soul again.
Yeah, it's just the
here it
longer
looks
this
like
game goes on, their team doesn't scale as well, I believe.
Belveth is now trying the 1v2 against the Mord and the Nami, focusing down the Nami, but the Kaisa will show up and will walk away.
Yeah, Belveth got ignited.
Leave
On
my
that
friend
1v2, she got at least one summoner spell. No, 2 summoner spells. She got the flash and ignite from Nami.
True. But yeah, you are correct. There's a lot of nice scaling on the side with the Belveth and the Kaisa. So definitely a little bit of a timer in that sense on play gaming.
Yeah, that soul would have brought him so close to this game. It just seems like the little picks from that Blitzcrank is just pushing it closer and closer to just them just outscaling.
Yeah, they're buying the time they need to get this game late enough that they just can win these fights outright. Here we have the Baron spawning about 10 seconds.
At 10 seconds on there, and they're trying to get a push in the mid lane. Rotate up, clear any type of vision, and then set the traps that they want
Got
to.
the
But it looks
Udyr,
like
the Kaisa
already
almost
there.
walked into him. That could have been a huge pick.
That is no good trying to face check that.
Now it is the 5v5. Cannon's looking for an engage to get that ultimate off on Lemmy team. They back off effectively. And now it's just the push back and forth in the mid lane while each team tries to set up the objective control. Play
It's
gaming has a
everybody's
lot of
favorite
good
game.
vision control right here. Setting up a death bush. We'll see if
What do you want to do? Just ARAM it.
Night Raid Owls walk into this or catch them out. Here they walked in through the river, so they weren't walking into the death bush, which is good. Force out the flash from Darius, but now the Udyr's getting knocked up while the Akali ults onto the Lucian in the backline. Big cannon ult to stun 3 of the members from Night Raid
They're
Owls,
split.
and
That is split. They're just disjointed on that team fight.
yeah,
Oh, and then
Huge
the
cannon
cannon
ultimate.
flash. Oh, you hate to see it.
the Akali does pick up the Lucian on the backside, so that does take a little bit of the pushing power away, but this is still very scary from the side of play gaming. They should get
Yeah.
2 towers here, if not the towers in the inhib.
Yeah, it's almost 30 seconds on their top and jungle. Blitz is up in 10 almost,
Nice
but they should be
E
able
from
to get
Akali, almost zeroes out the cannon, doesn't quite get
it. And
him.
then, oh, the
Sitting in
heal.
that shroud, they're all so low. Akali picks up the cannon, but then falls to the cannon as well.
So it should be
but
tower
they
and
do-
inhib here.
They do take the tower. The enemies are now spawning, so if there's a good pull from Blitz, looks like they'll want to back off.
Oh, yep, here it
Blitz
is.
looking for just the knockup. Well, Mord
Mordecai's just playing chicken. There it is. There's the hook.
Udyr
coming
runs
back.
back in, gets slow. Mord ults just on the Kaisa. Kaisa's spacing well, so is not taking too much damage from the Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser falls as they come out of the ultimate.
This was what I was talking about earlier.
now-
You don't want to overstay after you win a team fight. I thought they could take inhib, but they overstayed just a little too long.
Yep, they're feeling a little powerful. Thought they had the time, but not quite. Get picked off, and now Night Raid Owls are rushing down this Baron while play gaming are trying to get their resets in.
Darius,
With this
Belveth,
damage
and Kaisa.
from the Belveth, they will melt it down very quickly.
Take your pick of any of the carries on there. They just melt through objectives now.
Now they've got a Baron buff along with the empowered Belveth minions, so I'd imagine you look for a 5-man push or a 4-1 with the Darius in the side lane.
But this
Also,
late
they're
in
going to
the
be
game-
looking to grab this dragon to again delay the soul point for the side of play gaming.
Oh yeah, this late in the game, Akali is a threat. She's going to be looking to get on that back line. Not even the back line. She could get a pick on Kennen or Lucian, and it's going to change the fight right there.
Just looking to pick off anyone but Udyr and Malfoot and Mord.
Hey, if you could pick off the Udyr or the Mord as Akali,
Here they
all
are.
the prop in the world.
Play Gaming is just going over the dragon right here and taking some towers on the top side, getting extra gold in their pocket. They're looking for a huge push on this top side since they know the owls will be looking for the dragon. And getting a lot out of this push, so really doing a good job getting a lot of gold back in their pockets while cross-mapping. Now they're slowing the Darius and picking up the kill. The Udyr does get... No, the cannon got pulled and ults, but will not do a ton of damage for that ultimate. But very well played in the cross map, just accepting the dragon's gone and picking up 2 towers. And they've almost evened out the gold with that play.
Oh, is that a blitz hook?
Not quite. So Udyr, respecting the hook potential, picks up 1 camp and will walk out with his team.
And here comes a massive push from the Bel'Veth top lane.
Bel'Veth setting up a giant wave all on her own, just killing those minions, getting all those voidlings from the passive.
And the only one up
the
there is
Baron.
Nami. Like, there's nobody rotating yet. The Kinnan, okay, Kinnan is now walking up there with
Udyr's
Udyr.
looking that way also, but right now if you walk into this wave, that's a ton of damage.
Yeah, it is a ton. Blitz and Akali going on the right behind Udyr before he gets up there, so this is going to be a massive
Bel'Veth
push.
is just trying to keep the Baron power on these minions to maintain this push solo, and now the Blitz and Akali show up for the support. A nice dash during the knockup, and a great hook in the wave. Oh. And the Akali jumps from downtown. Bel'Veth jumps back in, picks up the cannon, flashes out. So a lot of diving in and out right there, and they pick up the cannon without losing a minion, without using a member under that tower.
Is that what you want to see in League of Legends macro? Nah, you just want to see 2 teams throw each other at.
You gotta see all the micro plays as everyone tries to kill each other. But
There's
very
no
well
fun
done.
in setting up waves and taking objectives. Why do that when you could just run at each other?
Right. I will say, if they had set up that top push with another lane push, they could have used that as effectively without needing any of the theatrics. But I do appreciate the theatrics.
Yeah, it was like Mordekaiser was bot side trying to stop that push in, and everybody else was, I guess, towards mid lane. And
Right.
you had Akali and Blitz trying to work their way up there to help out that.
Kaisa found the Udyr in his jungle, but Udyr was able to walk away without much issue, and now they're pressuring the bot wave, their Kaisa, and the mid wave, the other 4-man group. Kaisa's walking over to join the 4-man. Looks like Akali's gonna try to now push the top wave.
And what was a game that was pretty much on hinge for a comeback was Soul. Now in the other direction with scaling and possibly 4 Chemtech Drakes on their side.
They're working on those drakes currently.
I did not think it would go to 30 minutes, but this looks like it could go to possibly 50.
Yep. It was very well done by Play Gaming to stall out the game to get to this point where it's very even in the gold. Now they need to look to push to avoid all of the scaling coming through. The Bel'Veth has the infinite scaling attack speed as she kills more jungle camps, and the Kaisa is coming up on her 5th item. So
And it's
still a lot of
7
scaling
seconds
going right
between 7 seconds between Baron and Dragon, so we'll see if one team wants to set up for one while the other team takes the other, or if they just want to contest them.
Alright, we'll see if there's a fight over the dragon, or what they line up to do. It looks like Udyr is walking into the Bel'Veth, gets knocked up, but does not want that fight. Now they're looking for the blue buff in the Udyr's jungle. Meanwhile, Play Gaming are pushing this mid wave. The Skrank is in the bush. Akali hits the E, Blitz hook misses, but the Akali zeroes out the enemy support. Now the
They're trying to
Udyr is on the
priority pushing mid
backside
lane in.
against the Owls.
Oh, the team is split.
And-
This is not good.
Will get hooked, knocked up, and getting zeroed out by the Owls. Kennan's still keeping this push going, trying to take out the Inhib since there's no towers. Mordekai's are running interference, essentially. And Bel'Veth is still pushing, the rest of the Owls are backing, and Kaisa's hanging out behind the Darius.
Definitely
Very
a
split
weird
fight.
play.
Kennen gets the ult down, jumps onto the Kaisa, and will take her down. Mordekaiser ults the Darius and will win that 1v1 handily. But
For
now
losing Nami and Udyr early, they are sure putting up a hell of a fight.
right, Kali hits that ult onto the Lucian, is now jumping onto the Kennen. Kennen will get picked up by the Kali. The Blitzcrank is trying to hold the Mordekaiser still in the meantime. Now the rest of the team shows up and will try to burn this champion down. The last second Zonias from Akali will keep her alive. And now the dragon is up, the
Hell.
Baron is up. It looks like Belveth is trying to walk over and rush down that dragon, and then they'll try to walk over and take the Baron as a team.
What looked like an overextend pushing mid lane to get priority, Mordekaiser saved that fight.
Yeah, very, very well done. Got that ult down, got the kill, and just wasted a lot of time. Now Udyr's trying to run through the dragon, won't get there in time. And now both teams are on soul point with 3 Chemtech dragons over to the Owls.
Like I said, there's going to be a quadruple Chemtech Dragon Soul for it. Oh man, that's just not going to be good.
They're definitely working on it. They have their jungler down the bot side, now backing. It's good. You don't want to have the jungle bot side when the big objective on the map is the Baron. The rest of the Night Raid Owls are setting up this vision, taking out pink wards, and the Belveth and Darius. Darius pushing the mid wave, but Belveth walking over towards the Baron.
If Kennen can get a good team fight, all these fights have been.
Oh, a very nice hook
Kind of-
once again. Gets to pick off that Nami. But the Udyr stuns the Blitzcrank
Solo
looking for
run
the trade
15.
kill. Does not pick up the Blitz and will also
Oh,
fall to
no.
the Kaisa. And Akali gets ulted by the Mord, ults over the wall, but gets picked up by the Mordekaiser Q. Meanwhile,
And
Kaisa and
there's the
Belveth are
Belveth.
trying to take out this Baron with the Oda hands. Up, nice Q from Kennen to pick up the Blitz finally, and now Kaisa ults in, trying to get away from the Kennen to not get blown up. Does it very nicely. Good reposition with that ultimate, and
Belveth is
Belveth
just so
picks up
dead now.
a kill on Kennen as Darius picks up the Mord. And they pick up this second Baron buff, and will look to push this mid lane hard and potentially finish out this game.
They just couldn't get a team fight. They just kept getting picked one at a time.
They're getting good sets up in some fights where they get a huge Kennen ultimate, but unfortunately those blitz hooks were on point. It's getting a lot of kills there, and
Yeah,
making a lot of
whenever it
these
was a
fights
5v5.
4v5.
Yeah, 5v5 they had a chance with Kennen, but like you said, Blitz just making this an unfair fight every time.
Now we see this reasonable attack speed on the Belva. Let's see, what's it up to now? 4.08. Oh my god.
You remember when they had
Oh god.
what was it, runes in the game, and when you broke like the 1.5 cap, it was, oh my god.
Right.
These days,
That's
as a league
basically-
champion, 4 is nothing.
It's basically like double what the old cap was. It was like 2.7 or whatever.
Definitely showing a power creep in this game. That or age.
But the game
I
is
believe
not
you
over
could say
yet.
Back in my day.
Play Gaming still has the chance to pick up a big team fight if they can avoid these blitz hooks and set up a big cannon ult into the wombo combo. They still have a chance to win a fight and look for the end. They have an open inhib in the mid lane, so still plenty of opportunity for both teams to win this game.
We are coming up almost on 50 minutes.
Coming up 15 minutes, we got 2 minutes on the soul point for both teams on this Chemtech Dragon. An exhaust toss down on the Kennen to save the Kaisa from being
Oh, there's a
run
push
down.
topside.
Here.
I do not think they saw the Belveth
might
with her little
be-
army pushing.
It might be a little bit of a base race where 4 members from Play Gaming are looking to push down this mid lane into the
You
Nexus.
can't have only one person go against that
Yeah.
Belveth. There she is
Belveth
way
with this
too
attack
dead.
speed, there's no way Mordekaiser can win that fight. That's
You cannot base race just the Belveth
And that-
like that.
now the Night Red Owls will chase down Play Gaming, not allow them to back in. Belveth will just end out this game.
This is what we're talking about on that first rift. If she just gets one push, she can go
Let-
all the way with
A little
it.
bit of dancing there from the Belveth, but the minions pick up the end. Well played from both teams there, really. Like, very well fought from the side of Play Gaming. They're behind for a lot of that fight, but were able to hold off the end of the game for about 45 minutes.
Yeah, the score doesn't show how close it was. Definitely back and forth between the two teams.
And again, a lot of good ideas. If a couple of those blitz hooks hadn't landed quite so well, and they had the Nami in those fights, I could have seen this game going very differently. But very well played there by the Night Raid Owls, bringing themselves to 1-1 and knocking the Play Gaming to 1-1. And well played all around. Got any final thoughts for this series, Steel?
No.
All right.
Just sad that I couldn't see the run back of the dragon. They literally banned out the mid laner and the jungler this game. Hate to see it.
True. And then let me check one thing. Looks like they're in a game. I can't spectate it. We have a best of one going on right now. I'm gonna pull up H2O and Night Raid Owls. If you're watching yesterday, were never able to complete their third game. There's been a bit of hecticness going on with that.
Well, how far are they into this game?
They're 5 minutes into it, so actually we'll just pick it up right here and watch it. So stick around if you want to catch up. This now game 3 of what was streamed last night, which was Night Raid Owls against H2O. There's an issue where Mui had DC'd last night, so we're unable to play game 3, and then it come up that the old mid laner for H2O, Yannick Shama, had additional profiles that weren't disclosed for basically salary purposes. So now we're doing game 3 without Yannick Shama. Kingbeard was subbed in since there was no last minute subs available for the side of H2O. But basically we're doing a best of one between these teams to figure out the winner for this week.
I don't even know what to say about any of the matchups. That only thing I care about is this Silas in the jungle.
Yep, we got Silas. We see the Zac on the side of H2O. Zac, a very strong jungler right now, just very tanky and highly in the meta. We see Akali gets his signature Akali in the mid lane into the Vex.
I
Doing
don't
a
know,
nice stun there.
letting him have that, or they just don't care.
I don't know. We'll just have to see. Maybe they had other things they just needed to ban. And we get to see the return of the Kingbeard and Blitz Pyro bot lane. I know they miss playing together, so exciting to see them together for this game.
Oh, that's a lot of mind games right there.
Whoopsie, Zac looking for a plate, stays a little too close to the tower and gets knocked out.
Akali was their mid laner, goes into the bot lane. They had to sub out their ADC, pushed Akali back into mid lane, just so nobody knows where he's going to be and he can get his pick. That's what happened.
Alright. We see here there's an early lead to a side of Yordle and Yordles. They have a kill on the Mumu, Vex, and Silas. But still a fairly close game. It's only about 1.5k difference right now. 2k difference right now.
But Mumu almost walking in on a Zac.
Yeah, both junglers hovering down here near the bot side. Looks like Silas is looking for this dragon right now, whereas the Zac is looking for the gank in the bot lane.
Let's pulling out Rel with the Kaisa. Don't see too much Rel, but he does like that pick.
He plays it very well, so it's one that people don't think about playing a lot, but he pilots it very well. Now we got the Tom Kench into the Jax, so definitely Tom Kench looking for that early pressure onto the deck. Got the ultimate down on Kingbeard with the Vex, a good flash out to keep himself alive. Vex flashes out to keep herself alive. Mumu ultimate only lands on the Akali, and now a 4v4 teamfight is broken out in this bot lane. There's Zac passive going down, the Kais. Champions that
Oh.
anymore.
Too much going on right now. Play by play cannot
Essentially,
keep up.
the AD carry on the side of Yordles falls. The Nyla, that's her name. Nyla falls. The Zac passive was procced, but luckily was not able to be picked up. Meanwhile, on top side, the Jax was able to take down the Tahm Kench.
Jax saying that he can bench the Kench.
Cannot bench my Kench. Meanwhile, Jax picking up some plates in the top lane, so definitely looking to scale into this game very well. Here we see Silas going for this Rift Herald. Zac is just clearing out the jungle some.
That looks like Silas is on the Rift.
Yes. Just clearing out that Rift
Zac
Herald.
and
Doesn't look like they have any knowledge of
no
it currently.
vision. Yeah. Zac's just clearing right now, so that should be a free Rift for them.
Yep.
Trades between the mid lane. Looks like, I don't know. Like that bot lane, I want to say it's going to go towards Beard and Blitz. I want to say that engage.
Definitely, I think the scaling definitely goes their way. The Nyla's just scary because she has that auto attack dodge ability and the XP share and just all kinds of things in her kit that just make her very annoying to lane against.
Nyla and Amumu want to go in and Wombo combo, and Rel just wants to counter engage.
Right.
It seems like the perfect pick to stop something like what they want to do. Especially if Zac ever comes down. The amount of CC on this team, Tahm Kench, Zac, Rel, that's going to be hard for them to do anything towards their backline.
Right.
And
Yeah,
by
for this
backline, I
one,
mean Kaisa, because everybody else wants to just run at him.
for this one, they're definitely looking to get Kaisa big. They want a Kali to be able to kill some of the carries on the side of Yordles, and for Yordles, they're looking to have a big Silas, Vex.
And here comes the
and
gank
Jax.
in the mid lane.
Nice ultimate from the Zac. Should pick up this Vex. Flash in from the Akali. Not sure it was 100% necessary, but does pick up the kill. But good little gank there in the mid lane from the Zac to pick up a kill.
Allows this Akali to catch back up to this little Yordle right here. She is now 10 CS down, but they are tied in kills.
Right.
Let's see how well Akali can do on his signature champ in this game.
Tahm Kench does get cut by the slow. The big thing in this matchup is you really need to hit those tongue lashes. You get the healing off of that damage. So if you miss those, and Jax gets to stack up his attack speed, definitely does a lot of damage to you as a Tahm Kench. But he's looking to get that Jack shows, just rushing it, and just looking to become a big old beefy boy.
Be interesting to see, like, when they want a team fight. I'm assuming this Jax is definitely going to split push. All he wants to do.
Yes, he'll be looking
we'll
to split
see if,
push unless if there's just a big team fight where he can
TP in
be
and
far
come
enough
in
ahead
and
and
save
get some
the day.
kills.
Yeah, we'll see
Tahm
if they
Kench
can answer that.
getting focused here by the Silas. All the stuns are down, so he could look for the jump out with the stuns being down. Gets ulted with the Tahm Kench ult by the Silas, looking for the jump out, and makes it so far. It's the heal and the slow, but it won't quite be enough to get the kill.
Oh,
one tower shot
one
off.
more.
Fortunately,
KB almost bringing that back.
Fortunately, the dive out from KB was a little too far away. With the Rift Herald, this top tower will fall.
Blue team's turret has been
First tower
here we see
down,
Akali.
and they're going to get a
Doing some damage in the mid lane.
Silas recalling. Jax also recalling, but it is going to get a second charge off.
Yep, we see maybe we're getting a lot of good vision down on the blast plant behind the dragon for the side of Yordles. Zac and the bot lane looking to pick up their first dragon. Kali's roaming down for this. Silas is trying to walk down. We'll see if they can delay it long enough to get there in time. Looks like he will get there in time. And now he's looking for the fight, picking up the Amumu, get the kill as the Amumu ult
And
drops.
here comes Vex.
That Vex ult hit.
I thought it did. I was expecting her to go in, but
That's not it. Meanwhile, in the team fight, 5 members show up on the side of Yordles and will pick up the Rel and the Zek.
Silas over the wall.
Behind the wall, they pick up the Akali, and now
That ward is coming in clutch on that pick.
the Kaisa is trying to survive under tower. Jack's looking for the dive, not much she can really do here.
Tank the shots. Vex gets the kill. Easy cleanup.
Yep. Good dive there. They tank the tower shots well and get out with the kill. And the second dragon.
Vex is just free farming down the bot lane now. Vex is huge. 4-1 already with the Mythic and was it 30 CS above the Akali?
Yep. Vex doing some work in this game. Definitely.
Definitely a champ that you
planned.
don't want roaming on you.
Yeah.
Anytime she leaves the lane, they need to ping her out as she just comes throwing herself in with her ult anywhere, top side, bot side. It's definitely gonna be bad.
Here we see they still farm up in the bot lane, keeping it even as far as farm goes, and still have a kill over the Nyla on that Kaisa. So still a pressure point they can look to push on the side of H2O, getting this Kaisa big, getting them into a late game. They just need to be able to stall the game out long enough. Here the Zac jumps towards the Vex, gets the knockup on the Q, and Vex has to flash away from the Rel knockup. As they all back on to the Kaisa, the Tomken ult will save the Kaisa from the Vex ultimate. Now,
Vex dives in on that 1v4 and makes it out.
we have Nyla as well, so a little bit of jumping in and out from their team.
Not caring that their whole squad is there, just throwing themselves at them. Meanwhile, top side, you got Jack split pushing still, and you got Silas up there guarding him in the jungle, shadowing.
Alright, outside is looking for the Rel pick. We'll walk into 3 of the enemy team, but the Jax is there as well. Gets the ultimate down, getting juggled by the Zac knockups and the Tom Kench knockups, but it doesn't matter.
Jack's picking
with
up the Rel.
Amumu showing up, Jack's flash over the wall, kills the Zac. The Akali falls on the other side of the wall. Now they're gonna rotate over for this Rift Herald.
Now they're putting all the kills and money on the Jacks. Definitely huge to see a split pusher like that this fed this early.
Yep, and now they will pick up the mid tower.
Team's turret has been destroyed.
And we'll look to pressure this next one. Shouldn't be able to get anything out of it, but Jax might be able to get that tier 2 in the top wave.
Yeah, they fall back through the bot side red jungle, trying to clear out, take everything they can. Trying to starve this Zac out, but the only thing that's left in there is Krugs.
It's gonna be pretty big if H2O can find a way to stall this game. A lot of those threats on the side of Yordles are very
Mumu
good.
overstayed, he got picked by Zac and Kinch.
Yep.
And given the kill over to the Kaisa, possibly?
Can't do it, but EV Bot will pick it up. Still gets the assist on the Kaisa at least.
Got a little bit greedy clearing Krugs and paid the price for it. It's just a little support, man. He just wants a little bit of CS in this game.
Now we see H2O trying to pressure this mid lane some. There's a Vex and Silas nearby, so they're going to want to be very careful during this push.
Is it H2O pushing or is it DMX?
H2O.
Also, quick note. DMX can no longer give it to you, so you don't have to worry about that.
Here's Silas picking up the blue buff. The next dragon spawning in a little under a minute. So we'll see if there's a fight over that objective. You see Zac trying to jump on the Amumu. Missing him currently, but you can see Amumu ults into the Vex ultimate and will zero out that Akali immediately. Zach jumps out. Vex follows
the
with the
proc.
ultimate. And
Cleaned
we'll
up.
give the kill over to the Nyla. Now Jack's just using the counter-strike, pushing down the spot wave as the rest of
Vex
Yordles collapse down.
Barely missing KB on that ult.
Okay,
Oh,
gets hit
Amumu
by the
with the
Amumu
catch.
stun, has to flash out, gets stunned
And the
again,
second
uses
bandage.
the gray health, hits the slow, and we'll pick up the kill on the Amumu.
Oh, they just can't burst him down quick enough and Amumu goes down.
So we got a little trade back there from KB Jelly. Here, the Silas on the backside of this play though, will be picking up this third dragon to put the Yordles onto Soul Point.
And here's
Oh, there
Blitz
we-
with the rail going in, trying to get a pick on the Jacks. Got the stun, got
Trying
the
to get
slow.
up to stop the Silas from taking this dragon.
the rail
However, he
ult.
takes it just before they get there. Good jumping on the Zac. Get the pickup on the Jax and Silas.
They get the
It ends up being
shutdown.
a 2 for 2, but they get the shutdowns. Tries to flash away
Oh,
from
and
a
here
Vex
comes
ultimate, but it
Vex.
follows through. And now Zac trying to fight this Vex. Kaisa trying to help out, avoid some of these abilities, and try to burn her
Vex
down.
with the shutdown as well.
Gets
Can-
the sphere.
Oh, can't pick it
and-
up.
Oh, it doesn't quite get the W either.
Oh man, so
Oh, meanwhile,
close.
Nyla just pushing with this Rift Herald in the mid lane,
Double kill.
trying to end this game out very early.
Looked like a good engage from Blitz on the rail with the stun slow and the ult to pull it in, just wasn't
Nice
enough.
little stun there on the Nihilus, stops the push on the final base tower. The Jack shows up and is just looking for that tower immediately.
Tanking the
There.
towers, Nyla's still tanking?
Picking up the Nyla on the kill,
Oh
Now
no,
they're-
I don't think she knew she was tanking tower shots.
stunning the Jacks. The Rel will fall, and the Mumu ults. Jack's just trying to burn that enemy team, getting CC'd as he tries, cannot hit the people who are low, and will also fall.
Oh, barely staying off the finish. Yeah, I don't think Nyla was knew she was
know.
taking shots from that tower. It
Vex
was
walking
so-
in next, looking to give away her shutdown. Will walk away after the fear, however.
7, 1, and 3 with a 600 gold shutdown.
Worth a little bit of gold if we get that kill. Here looks
There's
like
a maybe it gets in your head. You start feeling yourself. That ego starts taking over. Start walking up into 4 or 5 people by yourself.
I do still have an 11k gold lead, so still very much of a lead for them to play with an open Nexus. But if they do keep overextending too much, that lead will continue to close.
Just like we saw in the last game. What was that? Yordles and
Last game was Night Raid Owls and Play Gaming.
yeah, they big lead was what 3K, and then it dwindled down.
Yep, so
Just-
not quite this large, but we see the Akali ultimate picked up by the Silas. Now the 5-man squad is looking to push down and try to end this game out. Side of H2O trying to hold them off and pick up some of these shutdowns.
This would be the last
Good
team
jump
fight.
in with the stun on the Silas. Silas is using the Akali ultimate onto the Akali, taking her out. The Jax takes out the Rel in the fight. Nyla picks up the Zac, and Jax also picks up the Kaisa.
Just-
And they will end out this game right at the 23-minute mark. With that just huge snowballed early lead into a quick win.
that game was just throwing their money at them in their face. There's nothing they could do on that one.
Yep, a little bit of a tough one on the side of H2O. They having to pick up another sub, so playing with 2 subs into this game definitely makes it tough on their end. And here we can see the post-game screen. Jax with about 19k damage, Silas at about 18k, and Vex also at about 19k, so just a huge top 3 champions on their side, just dealing out too much damage, got too far ahead to be dealt with by the side of H2O.
Yeah, even with those tanky champs that they had, they were just too fed.
And then all the graphs are still broken. But as we said, just picked it up because I saw they had just started. It was the best one to make up for the shenanigans that had happened yesterday. So thank you, Steele, for joining me for the cast. It was enjoyable.
No problem.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. If you have a Prime sub you're sitting on and don't want to use it somewhere else, please toss it onto our channel. We use it to try to make the league better as best we can. Try to use it for prizes and whatnot as well. And if you've missed any of the games or just looking for VODs, check out the VODs on Twitch and check out any of the videos on YouTube. Thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you next time.
Later.